Maybe, unfortunately, one of the more disappointing parts of the night was, like you mentioned earlier, the Cutting Edge Peep show.
So disappointing. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, they could have done a lot more with it, but
Vince Russo.
their show was good.
Their show was good. I will say that.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch all of it. I saw some of it after it was over.
Well, I saw it with the remote when they paused Vince.
No,
that was funny.
that was funny.
Then you get to watch the next one.
I thought that it was funny to start. One thing I thought, I don't know if either of you may be a little too young. I don't know how familiar you are with Back to the Future Part 2. Either one of you?
A little bit.
We're so young. I'm about to play Back to the Future. What's that?
Well, part 2, I don't know. I don't know if you... Either way, I felt like Christian was wearing Marty McFly's leather jacket from when he went back to 1955. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. It was like the red canvas with the leather. I don't know. I found that interesting.
You should have wore one tonight.
If I could have found one on short notice, I would have. I don't know where you even find that jacket anymore. If I had a time machine, I would have gone back to 1955 and bought it. But I thought Edge and Christian were funny when they came out. I thought the New Day were funny when they came out. The League of Nations, I don't know what their place was in this.
Of all teams, the League of Nations, this was the perfect spot for Enzo and Cass.
Yeah. There was a part of me that thought that.
Yeah,
because
I think everyone thought it.
To debut them with Edge and Christian and New Day, it would have been amazing.
Yeah. Was it you that texted me that we were about to get Enzo and Cass as the transitional tag champ?
Yeah. I said, hey, I sent a group text, and I was like, all right, guys, we're all going to be let down because Enzo and Cass, they never get the NXT tag titles, but they're going to be our transitional champions to pass the titles off to the Dudleys.
Like, I wish they could have came in that spot or in the Social Outcast spot.
Right.
They missed a big opportunity if they're going to debut them anytime soon. But the League of Nations, I'm officially over them. I can't take it anymore. They're not. I can't take them seriously. They look so awkward together. They don't look like a unit. I feel so sorry for Wade Barrett. I hope
the only guy who can talk is Wade Barrett, and he's the only one that doesn't get to talk.
Yeah, in June when he leaves, I hope he goes to TNA, Ring of Honor, and just become the world champion somewhere. He deserves so much better than what he's doing. He doesn't get to talk. He's looks like the weak link in the group. But New Day and the League of Nations. Like,
there's
really,
no need.
There's no need for that.
I mean,
I noticed it the next night. Does his tights say League of Nations?
Who?
I think Wade Barrett has like a League of Nations
probably
logo.
Because you're not even your own guy anymore. You're just the generic League of Nations guy.
That's so great because everyone else, I was noticing this when they were beating down Roman, everyone else has their normal, Sheamus has his Sheamus gear, Del Rio has his Del Rio gear, Rusev's in his Rusev trunks, and then I believe Wade Barrett's running around in League of Nation gear.
Yeah, there's one thing I wanted to ask you guys. So I take notes when I watch the show.
Yeah. And
I try to write shorthand as much as I can. And usually I remember exactly what I mean when I write stuff. I wrote down IHOD at one point. IHOD. It was an acronym for something Xavier Woods said about the League of Nations. Did he call them the International House of Dull? It's the only thing I could think of that IHOD could have possibly meant.
I don't remember.
I was drinking a lot during that.
Okay, so nobody can help me. I may have to go back and watch it. Maybe next week I'll tell you what IHOD meant.
Like my man,
or maybe one of you can comment on our Facebook
Steve
page.
Austin would say, SOB, Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought the League of Nations were very out of place. I did kind of like that New Day and Edge and Christian were kind of on the same page by the end of it, but other than that, I expected a lot.
It was a couple of jokes, but
I mean, the League of Nations ruined the segment. You made a good point. You said you're over them. I'm over them too.